Welcome to PSCMS. Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to start the new chapter, that is Advanced Features in MS Access. In the previous chapter, you have seen how to create the tables and how to edit the tables, how to enter the data. Now we are going to see some of the new features in the fifth chapter. If you have any doubts in your previous chapters, there is no problem. You can go through the YouTube link which I have sent. You can get all the videos and all the chapters related to your syllabus. You can learn it, you can revise it, and then we can start with the new chapters. In this period, we are going to start the new chapter, that is Advanced Features in MS Access. In previous chapters, we have learned how to create blank database, how to create tables, and how to modify that table too. Now in this chapter, we are going to see more features. So in that, the first point is master table concept. Do you know what is exactly master table means? Or what exactly master is called? Master is the word used for where it has some potential importance for particular work. So here master table means where it has a very crucial component part of a database. So what exactly the master table concept in this? We are going to see. There are two types of data classes, master data and transaction data. Now what exactly master data is? Master data means where you don't change the data frequently, and transaction data means where the data needs to be changed frequently. For example, here we'll consider the data regarding the student's record. For example, their roll numbers, their names, addresses are the records which are never going to be changed, or it will be changed very rarely. But their fees details, these will be changed frequently. They have to update it when they paid, how much they need to pay, or when they are not paid. This information will be updated frequently. So it is called as a transaction data. So in the same way, we have the tables too, like master table and transaction table. Master table is a critical component of a database where the records are existence all other database and the location. In master table, data is rarely changed. For example, consider the same student details table where the name, roll numbers will not be changed frequently, right? But in your transaction table, like the student results table, where the marks can be changed, right? Or any details regarding your subject, those all are changes frequently. So here the master table and transaction table are two different entities, and they have a different features and their restrictions too. Okay, now we will move to the next point, that is searching in database. Searching records in a database is way becomes too easy when you exactly don't know where the location of that record is and what exactly that record contains. So at that time, this searching made easy. You might be thinking how? Of course, you have the search box in your Microsoft Access at the bottom of the window where you can type the data which you know, or else if you don't know, so what you can do? Anything related to that particular record. Suppose if you are finding the records for student details like name or address, at that time you can give any roll number if you remember, or if you don't know, you can type anything related to that particular student like the first name or the last name, anything which you can recall. It will be help to you that whatever the record is there related to that, it will be shown to you with the help of search box. Calculation in datasheet. This is one of the finest feature of your MS Access where you can use the total feature for your access. So how to use that? You just have to select the table, double click on it in the navigation pane. Then the selected table appears in datasheet view automatically. Next, select the home tab, click on the total option in the record group. This displays a new row named total at bottom of your data sheet as in the figure. It is given already. Now select the field on which you want to perform the calculation. Here we are selecting marks field. Now select the function from the list. Here we have selected the sum function. Like this you can set the total field or the calculation for your table. Only the last point is remaining in this chapter, that is importing data from another application, that is MS Excel. Students, many times it happens that you need the data from your outside of your database access, like from your Excel. Suppose you have created the table in your Excel and that same table you want in your Access. There is no need to create it manually. You can import that same table to your Access. And how to do that? You just have to follow some steps. Okay, so what steps are there? We are going to see. Firstly, click on the external data. Here you can see the import tab. Can you see this? Yes. Here in the import you can see Excel option. Click on that. If you will click here, this dialog box will appear. Here you have to click on the browse option and then you have to select the Excel sheet, which table or the which data you want to fetch. For that you have to select the Excel file first and then click on the open. Once you click on this open, the same thing will appear. Again you have to click on the OK. Once you click on OK, this dialog box will appear. Here you have to see which sheet you want to add in your database. If you want to add the sheet 2, you can click on the sheet 2. If you want to add sheet 3, you have to click on sheet 3. Now I have created the timetable on the sheet 1, so I'll select the sheet 1 and then click on the next. Okay, see, I have created the timetable, so there is a heading for this already created table, right? So I don't want this first row contains column heading, so I will not select this option and then click on the next option. Okay, and if you want to change the field name, you can make change here, and if you don't want, just follow then click on the next. Okay, once you click on the next, it will ask whether you want to set the primary key for your table or not. If you want to set, just let Access add primary key or choose my own primary key. If you click on the choose, you have to select the field on which field you have to set that primary key. And if you don't want, just click on the no primary key. Okay, then click on the next. Okay, here Access will ask if you want to give the name for the table, you can give. Otherwise, by default, it will take the sheet 1, 2, 3, whichever you have selected. So here I will give the timetable name for the table. Okay, so click on the finish. Once you click on the finish, you have to close on this. Then you can see here one table is created with the name timetable. So let's see what data is there in that table. Yes, see here, this all information is stored in the Excel file, which what I've done, I imported the data. Did you get it? How to import the data from Excel to Access. Okay, so here we have finished the 5th chapter with all the points. If you have any doubts, you can ask the questions in the group or else you can repeat the video. Okay, till then, take care. Bye bye.